Good morning and welcome to our next episode of Great Ideas from Around the World. I'm Nick and my co-host Connie is taking some well-deserved time off. Today our quote comes from Ibn al-Haytham. He's a Middle Eastern philosopher, scientist, Muslim. He lived in what is now modern Egypt at about 1025 CE. He has a long quote. I'm going to break this up into smaller chunks for you. He says, "The seeker after truth is not one who studies the writings of the ancients and, following his natural disposition, puts his trust in them, but rather the one who suspects his faith in them and questions what he gathers from them, the one who submits to argument and demonstration, and not the sayings of human beings whose nature is fraught with all kinds of imperfection and deficiency. Thus, the duty of the man who investigates the writings of the scientists, if learning the truth is his goal, is to make himself an enemy of all that he reads, and, applying his mind to the core and margins of its context, attack it from every side. He should also suspect himself, as he performs his critical examination of it, so that he may avoid falling into either prejudice or leniency." So, for me, when I hear that quote, I boil it down to the big idea of questioning everything. When you read something, don't believe it right off the bat. When you hear something, don't believe it right off the bat. I think that's human nature. We are naturally trusting. We trust our parents, we trust our teachers, we trust our church or our community. We trust the news that we watch. We basically trust everything. That's our default setting. And what this man is saying, one of the first scientists who followed this method, he's saying that we should do the complete opposite. We should approach everything with skepticism. We should approach everything as if we were, what did he say? The enemy of all that we read. We need to turn ourselves into the biggest skeptics of whatever we come across. Well, why? Why is that such a big idea? Why is that so important? Because I think the obvious answer is that when something sounds nice, especially when something sounds nice, when it sounds reasonable or wonderful, whenever something sounds great, we should approach it like we were its biggest critic in order to protect ourselves from being tricked, to protect ourselves from being manipulated. Because we are easy to trick. That's human nature. We're very, very gullible. I like how he says, don't just question what you read, but what you think about what you read. Consider your own biases, your own ignorance. Of course, he's a scientist, and so he is really big on demonstration. I think that's a pretty reasonable approach. Hey, if you can show me that it works, I'll believe you. If you can't, then I'm not going to worry about it. This goes along with the idea that no one's perfect. You and I can do our best, but every once in a while we're going to be wrong about something, and a good person realizes that and tries to adjust accordingly. All those things and more leads me to consider this to be one of the biggest ideas that has been shared from around the world. And I appreciate you being with me today, and I look forward to giving you some more great ideas tomorrow. And until then, take care.